Okay. Bella. I am about to. This is the first episode of the Old Testament bit, so we're gonna start in Pearl of Great Price actually, because I want to start with Moses and Abraham. So we're actually gonna start in Abraham. We're gonna go chronologically because. Oh, that's an old one. This is from yesterday. Oh, okay. We're gonna start in Abraham. All right. The Book of Abraham. In the land of the Chaldeans, at the residence of my fathers, I, Abraham, saw that it was needful for me to obtain another place for residence. And finding there was greater happiness and peace for the rest for me, I sought for the blessings of my fathers, and the right whereunto I should be ordained to administer the same, having been myself a follower of righteousness, desiring also to be the one who possessed great knowledge, and to be a greater follower of righteousness, and to possess a greater knowledge, and to be a father of many nations, a prince of peace, and desiring to receive instructions, and to keep the commandments of God. I became a rightful heir, a high priest, holding the right belonging to the fathers. It was conferred upon me from the fathers. It came down from the fathers from the beginning of time, yea, even from the beginning, or before the foundation of the earth, down to the present time, even the right of the firstborn, or the first man, who is Adam, or the first father, through the fathers unto me. I sought for mine appointment unto the priesthood according to the appointment of God unto the fathers concerning my seed. My fathers, having turned from their righteousness, and from the holy commandments which the Lord their God had given unto them, unto the worshipping of the gods of the heathen, utterly refused to hearken to my voice. For their hearts were set to do evil, and were wholly turned to the god of Elkanah, and the god of Libnah, and the god of Makra, and the god of Korash, and the god of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. Therefore they turned their hearts to the sacrifice of the heathen, and offering up their children, not unto these dumb idols, and hearkened not to my voice, but endeavored to take away my life at the hand of the priest of Elkanah. The priest of Elkanah was also the priest of Pharaoh. Now at this time it was the custom of the priest of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to offer up to the altar which was built in the land of Chaldea, for the offering unto these strange gods, men, women, and children. And it came to pass that the priest made an offering unto the god of Pharaoh, and also unto the god of Shagreel, even after a manner of the Egyptians. Now the god of Shagreel was the sun. Even the thank offering of a child did the priest of Pharaoh offer upon the altar which stood by the hill called Potiphar's hill, and the head of the plain of Olishem. Now this priest had offered upon this altar 3 virgins at one time, who were the daughters of Onitah, one of the royal descent directly from the loins of Ham. These virgins were offered up because of their virtue. They would not bow down to worship gods of wood or of stone. Therefore they were killed upon this altar, and it was done after the manner of the Egyptians. And it came to pass that the priests laid violence upon me, that they might slay me also, as they did those virgins upon this altar. And that you may have a knowledge of this altar, I will refer you to the representation of the commencement of this record. It was made after the form of a bedstead, such as we had among the Chaldeans, and it stood before the gods of Elkanah, Libnah, Makra, Korash, and also the god that was like unto the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. That you may have an understanding of these gods, that have given you the fashion in them the figures at the beginning, which manner of figures is called by the Chaldeans Ralinos, which signifies hieroglyphics. And as they lifted up their hands upon me, that they might offer me up and take away my life, behold, I lifted up my voice unto the Lord my God. And the Lord hearkened and heard, and he filled me with the vision of the Almighty. And the angel of his presence stood by me and immediately unloosed my bands. And his voice was unto me, Abraham, Abraham, behold, my name is Jehovah, and I have heard thee, and have come down to deliver thee, and to take thee away from thy father's house, and from all thy kinsfolk, into a strange land which thou knowest not of. And this was because they have turned their hearts away from me, to worship the god of Elkanah, and the god of Libnah, and the god of Machra, and the god of Korash, and the god of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Therefore I have come down to visit them, and to destroy them, who hath lifted up his hand against thee, Abraham my son, to take away thy life. Behold, I will lead thee by my hand, and I will take thee, to put upon thee my name, even the priesthood of thy father, and my power shall be over thee. As it was with Noah, so shall it be with thee. But though thine ministry, my name shall be known in the earth forever, for I am thy God. Behold, Potiphar's hill was in the land of Ur of Chaldea, and the Lord broke down the altar of Elkanah, and of the gods of the land, and utterly destroyed them, and smote the priest that he died. And there was great mourning in Chaldea, and also in the court of Pharaoh, which Pharaoh signifies king by royal blood. Now this king of Egypt was a descendant from the loins of Ham, and was a partaker of the blood of the Canaanites by birth. From this descent sprang all the Egyptians, and thus the blood of the Canaanites was preserved in the land. The land of Egypt being first discovered by a woman who was the daughter of Ham, and the daughter of Egyptus, which is the Chaldeans, signifies Egypt, which signifies that which is forbidden. When this woman discovered the land, it was under water, who afterwards settled her sons in it, and thus from Ham sprang that race which preserved the curse of the land. Now the first government of Egypt was established by Pharaoh, the eldest son of Egyptus, the daughter of Ham, and it was after the manner of the government of Ham, which was patriarchal. Pharaoh, being a righteous man, established his kingdom, and judged his people wisely and justly all his days, seeking earnestly to imitate that order established by the fathers in the first generations, in the days of the first patriarchal reign, even in the reign of Adam, and also of Noah his father, who blessed him with the blessings of all the earth, and with the blessings of wisdom, but cursed him as pertaining to the priesthood. Now Pharaoh, being of that lineage by which he could not have the right of a priesthood, notwithstanding that Pharaohs would fain claim it from Noah through Ham, therefore my father was led away by their idolatry. But I shall endeavor hereafter to delineate the chronology running back from myself to the beginning of creation, for the records which have come into my hand, which I hold until this present time. Now after the priest of Elkanah was smitten that he died, there came a fulfillment of those things which were said unto me concerning the land of Chaldea, that there should be a famine in the land. Accordingly, a famine prevailed throughout all the land of Chaldea. And my father was sorely tormented because of the famine, and he repented of the evil which he had determined against me to take away my life. But the records of the fathers, even the patriarchs, concerning the right of the priesthood, the Lord my God preserved in mine own hands. Therefore a knowledge of the beginning of creation, also of the planets and of the stars, and as they were made known unto my fathers, have I kept until this day. And I shall endeavor to write some of these things upon this record, for the benefit of my posterity that shall come after me. Chapter 2. Now the Lord caused the famine to wax sore in the land of Ur, insomuch that Haran my brother died, but Terah my father yet lived in the land of Ur by the Chaldees. And it came to pass that I, Abraham, took Sarai to wife, and Nahor my brother took Milcah to wife, who was the daughter of Haran. Now the Lord said unto me, Abraham, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee. Therefore I left the land of Ur of the Chaldees, to go to the land of Canaan, and I took Lot my brother's son, and his wife, and Sarai my wife, and also my father followed after me, into the land which denominated Haran. And the famine abated, and my father tarried in Haran, and dwelt there, as there were many flocks in Haran. And my father turned again unto his idolatry. Therefore he continued in Haran. But I, Abraham, and Lot, and my brother's son, prayed unto the Lord. And the Lord appeared unto me, and said unto me, Arise, and take Lot with thee, for I have purposed to take thee out of Haran, and to make thee a minister to bear my name in a strange land, which I will give unto thy seed with an everlasting possession, when they hearken to my voice. For I am the Lord thy God, I dwell in heaven, the earth is my footstool, and I stretch my hand over the sea, and it obeys my voice. I cause the wind and the fire to be a chariot. I say to the mountains, Depart hence, and behold, they are taken away by a whirlwind in an instant. My name is Jehovah, and I know the end from the beginning. Therefore my hand shall be over thee, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee above measure, and make thy name great among all nations, and thou shalt be a blessing unto thy seed after thee, and in their hands they shall bear this ministry and priesthood unto all nations. And I will bless them through my name, for as many as receive this gospel can be called up after my name, and shall be accounted thy seed, and shall rise up and bless thee as their father. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse them that curse thee, and in thee, that is, in thy priesthood, and in thy seed, that is, thy priesthood. For I give unto thee a promise that this right shall continue in thee, and in thy seed after thee. That is to say, the literal seed, or the seed of the body, shall all the families of the earth be blessed, even with the blessings of the gospel, which are the blessings of salvation, even of life eternal. Now after the Lord had withdrawn from speaking to me, and withdrawn his face from me, I said in my heart, Thy servant has sought thee earnestly. Now I have found thee. Thou didst send thine angels to deliver me from the gods of Elkanah, and I will do well to hearken unto thy voice. Therefore let thy servant rise up and depart in peace. So I, Abraham, departed as the Lord had said unto me, and Lot with me. And I, Abraham, was 62 years old when I departed of Haran. And I took Sarai, whom I took to wife when I was in Ur in Chaldea, and Lot my brother's son, and all our substance when we had gathered, and the souls that we had won in Haran, and came forth in the way to the land of Canaan, and dwelt in the tents, as we came on our way. Therefore eternity was our covering, and our rock was our salvation. And as we journeyed from Haran by the way of Jershon to come to the land of Canaan. Now I, Abraham, built an altar in the land of Jershon, and made an offering unto the Lord, and prayed that famine might be turned away from my father's house, that they might not perish. And then we passed Jershon through the land unto the place of Shechem, and it was situated in the place of Moreh. And we had a land of the Canaanites, and I offered sacrifice there in the plains of Moreh, and called on the Lord devoutly, because we had already come to the lands of this idolatrous nation. And the Lord appeared unto me in prayer, and answered to my prayers, and said unto me, Unto thy seed will I give this land. And I, Abraham, arose from the place of the altar which I had built unto the Lord, and removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel, and pitched my tent there, Bethel on the west, and Hai on the east. And there I built another altar unto the Lord, and called again upon the name of the Lord. And I, Abraham, journeyed going on still towards the south, and there was a continuation of a famine in the land. And I, Abraham, concluded to go down into Egypt to sojourn there, for the famine became very grievous. And it came to pass that when I was come near to the enter into Egypt, the Lord said unto me, Behold, Sarai thy wife is a very fair woman to look upon. Therefore it shall come to pass, when the Egyptians shall see her, they shall say, She is his wife, and they will kill you. But they will save her alive. Therefore see that ye do this on the wise. Let her say unto the Egyptians, She is thy sister, and thy soul shall live. And it came to pass that I, Abraham, told Sarai my wife all that the Lord had said unto me. Therefore I said unto them, I pray thee, thou art my sister, that it might be well with me for thy sake, and my soul shall live because of thee. Okay. And I, Abraham, had the Urim and Thummim which the Lord my God had given unto me in Ur in the Chaldees. And I saw the stars, that they were very great, and one of them was nearest to the throne of God, and there were many great ones that were near unto it. And the Lord said unto me, These are the governing ones, and the name of the great one is Kolob, because it is very near unto me. I am the Lord thy God, and I have set this one to govern all those which belong to the same order as that upon which thou standest. And the Lord said unto me by the Urim and Thummim that Kolob was after the manner of the Lord, according to its times and seasons, in the revolutions thereof. That one revolution was a day unto the Lord, after this manner of reckoning, it being 1,000 years according to the time appointed, that whereon thou standest. This is the reckoning of the Lord's time, according to the reckoning of Kolob. And the Lord said unto me, The planet which is the lesser light, lesser than that which is to rule the day, even the night, is above or greater than upon that which thou standest in the point of reckoning, for it moveth in order more slow. This is in order because it standeth above the earth, upon which thou standest. Therefore the reckoning of its time is not so many as its number of days, and of months, and of years. And the Lord said unto me, Now, Abraham, these two facts exist. Behold, thine eyes see it. It is given unto thee to know the times of reckoning, and the set time, yea, the set time of the earth upon which thou standest, and to set the time of greater light, which is to rule the day, and the set time of the lesser light, which is to rule the night. Now the set time of the lesser light is a longer time that as to its reckoning than the reckoning of the time of the earth upon which thou standest. And there where these two facts exist, there shall be another fact above them, that is, there shall be another planet whose reckoning of time shall still be longer still. And thus there shall be the reckoning of the time of one planet above another, until thou comest nigh unto Kolob, which Kolob is after the reckoning of the Lord's time, which Kolob is set nigh unto the throne of God, to govern all those planets which belong to the same order on which thou standest. And it is given unto thee to know the set time of all the stars that are set to give light, until thou comest near unto the throne of God. And thus I, Abraham, talked with the Lord face to face, as one talketh with another. And he told me of the works which his hands had made. And he said unto me, My son, and his hand was stretched out. Behold, I will show you all these. And he put his hand upon mine. And I saw those things which his hands had made, which were many, and they multiplied before mine eyes, and I could not see the end thereof. And he said unto me, This is Shenaha, which is the sun. And he said unto me, Kokab, which is a star. And he said unto me, Olea, which is the moon. And he said unto me, Kokabom, which signifies stars, or all the great lights which were the firmament of heaven. And it was in the night time, when the Lord spake these words unto me, I will multiply thee and thy seed after thee, like unto these, and if thou canst now count the number of sands, so shall the number of thy seeds. And the Lord said unto me, Abraham, I will show these things unto thee before ye go into Egypt, that ye may declare these words. If two things exist, and there be one above the other, there shall be greater things above them. Therefore Kolob is the greatest of all Kokobam that thou hast seen, because it is nearest to me. Now if there be two things, one above the other, and the moon above the earth, then it shall be that a planet or star may exist above it. And there is nothing that the Lord thy God shall take in his heart to do, but that which he will do it. Howbeit that he made the greater star, and as also if there be two spirits, and one shall be more intelligent than the other, yet these two spirits, notwithstanding one is more intelligent than the other, have no beginning. They existed before, they shall have no end. They exist after, and they are nolam, or eternal. And the Lord said unto me, these two facts do exist, and there are two spirits, one being more intelligent than the other. There shall another more intelligent than they. I am the Lord thy God. I am more intelligent than they all. The Lord thy God sent his angel to deliver thee from the hands of the priest of Elkanah. The Lord thy God sent his... I dwell in the midst of them all. I now, therefore, have come down to thee to declare the works which my hands have made, wherein my wisdom excelleth them all. For I rule in the heavens above, and in the earth beneath, in all wisdom and prudence over all the intelligences thine eyes have seen from the beginning. I came down in the beginning, and in the midst of all the intelligences that thou hast seen. Now the Lord had shown unto me, Abraham, the intelligences that were organized before the world was. And among all these were the many of the noble great ones. And God saw these souls, that they were good, and he stood in the midst of them, and he said, these I will make my rulers. For he stood among those that were spirits, and he saw that they were good. And he said unto me, Abraham, thou art one of them. Thou wast chosen before thou wast born. And there stood one among them that was like unto God. And he said unto those who were with him, we will go down, for there is space there. And we will take these materials, and we will make an earth whereon these may dwell. And we will prove them therewith, that if they will do all these things whatsoever the Lord their God shall command them. And they who keep their first estate shall be added upon, and they who keep not their first estate shall not have glory in the same kingdom with those that keep their first estate, and they keep their second estate shall have glory added upon their heads forever and ever. And the Lord said, whom shall I send? And one answered like unto the Son of Man, here am I, send me. And the other answered and said, here am I, send me. And the Lord said, I will send the first. And the second was angry, and that he kept not his first estate. At that day many followed him. Chapter 4. And then the Lord said, let us go down. And they went down at the beginning, and they, that is the gods, organized and formed the heavens and the earth. That's actually, okay, something interesting about this, okay? So, all throughout, like the scriptures in general, whenever it says gods plural, it's usually talking about, like, idolatrous gods, right? But here, when it's talking about, like, Jesus and Heavenly Father creating the universe, it's God's capital G as opposed to God's lowercase g, which might not seem like it's important, but like, well, I'm using the Bible as a phone stand right now, but it's important because it just signifies that this is like not fake, you know? They're not dumb idols. They're gods. Anyways. And the earth after it was formed was empty and desolate, because they had not formed anything but the earth. And darkness reigned upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was brooding upon the face of the waters. And they, the gods, said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And they, the gods, comprehended the light, for it was bright. And they divided the light, or caused it to be divided from the darkness. And the gods called the light day, and the darkness they called night. And it came to pass that from the evening until the morning they called night, and from the morning until the evening they called day. And this was the first, or the beginning, of that which they called day and night. And the gods also said, "Let there be an expanse in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And the gods ordered the expanse so that it divided the waters which were under the expanse of the waters, which were so above the expanse, and it was so, even as they ordered. And the gods called the expanse heaven, and it came to pass that it was from the beginning even until the morning that they called night, and it came to pass that it was from the morning even until the evening that they called day. And this was the second time that they called the night and day. And the gods ordered, saying, "Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the earth come up dry." And it was so they ordered. And the gods pronounced the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters pronounced they great waters. And the gods saw that they were obeyed. And the gods said, "Let us prepare the earth to bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after this kind, whose seed in itself yieldeth its own likeness upon the earth." And it was so, even as they ordered. And the gods organized the earth to bring forth grass from its own seed, and the herb to bring forth herb from its own seed, yielding seed after its kind, and the earth to bring forth the tree from its own seed, yielding fruit, whose seed could only bring forth the same in itself, after his kind. And the gods saw that they were obeyed. And it came to pass that the number of the days from the evening until the morning they called night. And it came to pass that the morning until the evening they called day. And it was the third time. And the gods organized the lights in the expanse of the heaven, and caused them to divide the day from the night, and organized to be for times and for seasons, and for days and for years, and organized them to be for lights in the expanse of the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And the gods organized the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. With the lesser light they set the stars also. And the gods set them in the expanse of the heavens to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to cause the divide of light from the darkness. And the gods watched those things which they had ordered until they had obeyed. And it came to pass that it was from evening until morning that it was night. And it came to pass that it was from morning until evening that it was day. And it was the fourth time. And the gods said, "Let us prepare the waters to bring forth abundantly to moving creatures that have life, and the fowl that they may fly over the earth in the open expanse of heaven." And the gods prepared the waters that they might bring forth great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters were to bring forth abundantly after their kind, and every winged fowl after their kind. And the gods saw that they would be obeyed, and that their plan was good. And the gods said, "We will bless them, and cause them to be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, or the great waters, and cause the fowl to multiply in the earth." And it came to pass that it was from evening until morning that they called night. And it came to pass that it was from morning until evening they called day. It was the fifth time. And the gods prepared the earth to bring forth the living creature after this kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after their kind. And it was so after they had said. And the gods organized the earth to bring forth the beasts after this kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after its kind. And the gods saw they would obey. And the gods took counsel among themselves, and said, "Let us go down and form man in our own image, and after our own likeness. And we will give them dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." So the gods went down to organize man in their own image, in the image of gods, to form him, male and female, to form they them. And the gods said, "We will bless them." And the gods said, "We will cause them to be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and to have dominion over the fish of the sea, and the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth." And the gods said, "Behold, we give unto them every herb bearing seed that shall come upon the face of the earth, and every tree which shall have fruit upon it, yea, the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to them we will give it, it shall be for their meat. And to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, behold, we will give them life. And we also will give unto them every green herb for meat, and all these things that thus organized. And the gods said, we will do everything that we have said, and organize them, and behold, they shall be very obedient. And it came to pass that it was from evening until morning that they called night, and it came to pass that from the morning until evening that was called day, and they numbered the sixth time. Chapter 5. All right, And thus we will finish the heavens and the earth and all the hosts of them. And the gods said among themselves, on the seventh time we will end our work. And we have counseled, and we will rest on the seventh time from all our work which we have counseled. And the gods concluded upon the seventh time, because of the seventh time they would rest from their works, which they, the gods, counseled among themselves to form and sanctified it. And thus were their decisions at the time that they counseled among themselves to form the heavens and the earth. And the gods came down and formed the generations of the heaven and the earth, when they were formed in the day, and the gods formed the earth and the heavens, according to all that which they had said concerning the plant of the field which was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For the gods had not caused it to rain upon the earth when they counseled to do them, and had not formed a man to till the ground. But there went up a mist from the earth, and watered the whole face of the ground. And the gods formed man from the dust of the ground, and took his spirit, that is, the man's spirit, and put it into him, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul. And the gods planted a garden eastward in Eden, and they were put the man whose spirit they had put into the body which they had formed, to grow out of the ground, and made the gods to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight, and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There was a river running out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted to became 4 heads. And the gods took the man and put him in the garden of Eden, to dress it and to keep it. And the gods commanded the men, saying, every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat, for in time that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And now I, Abraham, saw that it was after the Lord's time, which was after the time of Kolob. For as yet the gods had not appointed unto Adam his reckoning. And the God said, let us make an help meet for the man. For it is not good that the man should be alone. Therefore we will form him to a help meet for him. And the gods caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And they took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh in the stead thereof. And the rib which was God's taken from a man formed they a woman, and brought her unto a man. And Adam said, this is the bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. Now she shall be called woman, because she has taken out of a man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. And out of the ground the gods formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them to Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that should be the name thereof. And Adam gave the names to all the cattle, to the fowl of the air, to every beast of the field. For Adam there was found an helpmeet for him. Okay. 12 pages, okay. All right. Moses time. Moses is a little bit longer than Abraham, so this might bleed into the next episode. Yeah, that's okay though. The Book of Moses, Chapter 1. The words of God, which he spake unto Moses at the time when Moses was caught up into an exceedingly high mountain, And he saw God face to face, and he talked with him, and the glory of God was upon Moses. Therefore Moses could endure his presence. And God spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, I am the Lord Almighty, and endless is my name, for I am without beginning, and of days or end of years, and is this not endless? And behold, thou art my son, wherefore look, and I will show thee the workmanship of mine hands, but not all, for my works are without end, and also my words, for they shall never cease. Wherefore no man can behold all my works, except he behold all my glory, and no man can behold my glory, and afterwards remain in the flesh on earth. And I have a work for thee, Moses, my son, and thou art in the similitude of mine only begotten, and mine only begotten is and shall be the Savior, for he is full of grace. And truth, but there is no God beside me, and all things are present with me, and I know them all. And now behold, this is one thing I show unto thee, Moses, my son, for thou art in the world, and I shall show it unto thee. And it came to pass that Moses looked and beheld the world upon which he was created, and Moses beheld the world where the ends thereof and all the children of men which are created. On the same he greatly marveled and wondered. And the presence of God withdrew from Moses, that his glory was not upon Moses. And Moses left unto himself. And as he was left unto himself, he fell to the earth. And it came to pass that it was for the space of many hours before Moses again did receive his natural strength like unto man. And he said unto himself, Now for this cause I know that man is nothing, which thing I never had supposed. But now mine own eyes have beheld God, not my natural, but my spiritual eyes, for my natural eyes could not have beheld. For I should have withered and died in his presence, but his glory was upon me, and I beheld his face, for it was transfigured before him. And it came to pass that when Moses said these words, behold, Satan came tempting him, saying, Moses, son of man, worship me. For it came to pass that Moses looked upon Satan and said, Who art thou? For behold, I am a son of God, in the similitude of his only begotten. And where is thy glory that I should worship thee? For behold, I could not look upon God except his glory should come upon me, and were transfigured upon him, but I can look upon thee in the natural man. Is it not so surely? Blessed be the name of my God, for his spirit hath not altogether withdrawn from me. Or else where is thy glory? For it is darkness unto me. And I can judge between thee and God, for God said unto me, Worship God, for him who shalt thou serve. Get thee hence, Satan, deceive me not, for God said unto me, Thou art after the similitude of mine only begotten. And he gave me also the commandments which he called unto me out of the morning bush, saying, Call upon God in the name of mine only begotten, and worship me. And Moses said, I will not cease to call upon God. I have other things to inquire of him, for his glory has been upon me. Wherefore I can judge between him and thee. Depart hence, Satan. And now when Moses had said these words, Satan cried with a loud voice and ranted upon the earth, and commanded, saying, I am the only begotten, worship me. And it came to pass that Moses began to fear exceedingly, as he began to fear, and he saw the bitterness of hell. Nevertheless, calling upon God, he received strength, and he commanded, saying, Depart from me, Satan, for this one God only will I worship, which is the God of glory. And now Satan began to tremble, and the earth shook, and Moses received strength, and called upon God, saying, In the name of the only begotten, depart hence, Satan. And it came to pass that Satan cried with a loud voice, with weeping and wailing, and gnashing of teeth, and he departed hence, even from the presence of Moses, and that he beheld him not. And now of this thing Moses bore record, but because of his wickedness it is not had among the children of men. Shoot. And it came to pass that when Satan had departed from the presence of Moses, that Moses lifted up his eyes unto heaven, being filled with the Holy Ghost, which beareth the record of the Father and the Son. And calling upon the name of God, he beheld his glory again, for it was upon him, and he heard a voice saying, Blessed art thou, Moses, For I, the Almighty, have chosen thee, and thou shalt be made stronger than many waters, for they shall obey thy command as if thou wert God. And lo, I am with thee, even unto the end of thy days, for thou shalt deliver my people from bondage, even Israel my chosen. And it came to pass, as the voice was still speaking, Moses cast his eyes and beheld the earth, yea, even all of it. That's freaking crazy. And it came to pass, as the voice was still speaking, Moses cast his eyes and beheld the earth, yea, even all of it, and there was not a particle of it which he did not behold, discerning it by the Spirit of God. And he beheld also the inhabitants thereof, that there was not a soul which he beheld not, and he discerned them by the Spirit of God, and their numbers were great, even the numberless as the sand of the seashore. Oh my gosh. And he beheld the lands, and each land was called earth, and there were many inhabitants on the face thereof. And it came to pass that Moses called upon God, saying, Tell me, I pray thee, why are these things so, and by what thou hast madest them? And behold, the glory of the Lord was upon Moses, so that Moses could stand in the presence of God, and talked with him face to face. And the Lord said unto Moses, For mine own purpose have I made these things. Here is wisdom, and it remaineth in me. And by the word of my power have I created them, which is my only begotten Son, who is full of grace and truth. And the worlds without number have I created, and also created them for mine own purpose, which by the Son I created them, which is mine only begotten. And the first men of all men, which I have called Adam, which is many. Oh my gosh, bro! But only an account of this earth and the inhabitants thereof give I unto you, for behold, there are many worlds that have passed away by my word of my power, and there are many that now stand, and innumerable are they unto man. But all things are numbered unto me, for they are mine, and I know them. And it came to pass that Moses spake unto the Lord, saying, Be merciful unto thy servant, O God, and tell me concerning this earth and the inhabitants thereof, and also the heavens, and then thy servant will be content. Judas Priest, that's so... And the Lord God spake unto Moses, saying, The heavens, they are many, and they cannot be numbered unto man, but they are numbered unto me, for they are mine. And as one earth shall pass away, and the heavens thereof, even so another shall come, and there is no end to my works, neither to my words. For behold, this is my work and my glory, to bring the... Oh my gosh. To bring to pass the immortality and the eternal life of man. And now, Moses, my son, I will speak unto thee concerning this earth which thou standest, and thou shalt write the things which I shall speak. And in a day when the children of men shall esteem my words of none, take them out of the book which thou shalt write. Behold, I will raise up another like unto thee, and they shall be had again unto the children of men among as many as that have spoken. These words were spoken unto Moses in the mount, and the name which shall not be known among the children of men. The name of which shall not be known among the children of men. Now they are spoken unto you, Sean. I'm absolutely mind-boggled. I I need to take a break. Jeez. I'm mind boggled at that. Actually, no. Okay. I'll read. Yeah, I'll read chapter 2 as well. Jeez. And it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Behold, I reveal unto you concerning this heaven and this earth. Write the words which I speak. I am the beginning and the end, the Almighty God. By mine only begotten I created these things. Yea, in the beginning I created the heaven and the earth upon which thou standest. And the earth was without form and void. And I caused darkness to come upon by the face of the deep, and my spirit moved upon the face of the water, for I am God. And I, God, said, Let there be a light, and there was light. And I, God, saw the light, and that the light was good. And I, God, divided the light from the darkness. And I, God, called the light day, and the darkness I called night. And this I did by the word of my power. And it was done as I spake. The evening and the morning were the first day. And I, God, said, Let there be a firmament in the midst of the water. And it was so. And I spake, and I said, Let it divide the waters from the waters. And it was done. And I, God, made the firmament, and divided the waters, yea, the great waters under the firmament, from the waters which were above the firmament. And was so even as I spake. And I, God, called the firmament heaven. And the heaven and the morning were the second day. And I, God, said, Let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place. And it was so. And I, God, said, Let there be dry land. And it was so. And I, God, called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters called I the sea. And I, God, saw all things which I had made that were good. And I, God, said, Let the earth bring forth grass, and the herb yielding seed, the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed should be in itself upon the earth. And it was so, even after as I spake. And the earth brought forth every grass, every herb yielding seed of his kind, and every tree yielding fruit, whose seed which should be in itself after his kind. And I, God, saw that all things were... Dude. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And I, God, said, Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs, and for seasons, and for days, and for years. And let them be for lights in the firmament to the heaven, to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And I, God, made two great lights, the lesser light to rule in the day, and the greater light to rule in the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And the greater light was the sun, and the lesser light was the moon. And the stars were also made according to my word. And I, God, set them in the firmament of the heaven to give... And I, God, set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light unto the earth, and the sun to rule over the day, and the moon over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And I, God, saw that all things which I had made were good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. And I, God, said, Let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that which may fly upon the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And I, God, created great whales and living creature that moveth, which the waters move forth abundantly after their kind. And I, God, saw that all things which I had created were good. And I, God, said, Bless them, saying, Be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters and the sea, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the fifth day. And I, God, said, Let the earth bring forth every living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things, and beasts of the earth after the manner of the kind. And I, God, made the beasts of the earth after their kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything which creepeth upon the earth after his kind. And I, God, saw that all these things were good. And I, God, said unto mine only begotten, that it was from me from the beginning, Let us make man in our own image, and after our likeness. And it was so. And I, God, said, Let them have dominion over the fishes of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. And I, God, created man in mine own image, in the image of mine only begotten created I him. Male and female created I them. And I, God, blessed them, and said unto them, Be fruitful, and multiply, and replenish the earth, and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. And I, God, said unto man, Behold, I have given unto you herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of the earth, and every tree in the which shall the fruit of a tree be yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. And every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein I grant life, there shall be given every clean herb for meat. And it was so, even as I spake. And I, God, saw everything that I had made, and behold, all things which I had made were very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. Dude, I am flabbergasted. Chapter 1 is crazy. Alright, that should conclude this episode. I'll come back home tonight, and I will hopefully finish up the book of Moses and start on Genesis. I love you very much.